Hey guys, it's MCA bringing you another building tutorial. This time, I'm going to be showing you how to build a Minecraft statue. Not necessarily just one statue or a few statues, I'm just going to be going over 2 of them. But hopefully by the end of this video, you should be able to build almost any statue that you want to. Make sure to also check out my last building tutorial, which was when we were building a custom tree. I showed you how to do that step by step, and a lot of you guys really enjoyed it, so make sure to check that one out. But we're first going to go over the proportions for this statue. So for the bottom legs part of it, we're going to have 8 blocks wide. That's just like the main part, and that's just like the center part of the thing. You also want for the legs to go up by 12 blocks. That's pretty much just going to be the legs on its own. Then for the body, you're going to also go up 12 blocks, just like the legs, so it's just like another portion of that. And then for the arms, you want to go up 12 blocks again, but you want them to be right to the side of the body, and then the arms go outwards to the sides by 4 blocks, and then the entire head is just an 8 by 8 by 8 cube. As simple as that. And then I thought I'd go over this too. The sides are just 4 blocks, like going out, going to the sides, and then the arms are the same, and then the head stays the same, 8 by 8 by 8. So first, to demonstrate, I'm going to be demonstrating how to build a cat skin or a Mighty Hayes skin, because I think this skin is somewhat simple. There is a little bit of detail in the skin, but I think it's a pretty simple skin that I can go over first to you guys, just to just to show you how to build. So once you have your surface, I have the skin modeling. It really does help when you have a model. You want to get the blocks that you're gonna need, that you think you're gonna need, at least, for now. So I know that I'm definitely gonna need black and white for the skin, and then you're also gonna need gray, I think, because there's a little bit of detail on it. So I start off with the bottom. I started from the bottom, and then and then I just go up to the top, right? Like, so I pretty much just do the legs first, like all of the legs. So I just literally started from the bottom, and then I go up to the top with the legs. So I add the detail in the legs just like I did right there, and then I go up stopping at the top of the legs point, which in total should be a total of 12 blocks tall, like as of now. And then we know that the rest of it is just black completely. So I don't even have to show you that pretty much, because right now I'm just filling it up with black, because that's the simple part of the skin. And then now we're going on to the body part of the skin, and then the main front of the skin is just that white chest sort of part, but on the sides there is also black wool, so I want to start off with that. And now I go into the detailing of the white wool, which I'm going to be using for the main body part. And I think I am also going to use gray too, just to add that little detail, because you can hopefully notice, if you look closely, that there is a little bit of extra detail into it that I can add, which will make the skin look better, hopefully. But we want to start off by, if you look closely too, maybe you can tell that there's little pixels, like little squares on the skin. Those are pixels, and what I do, I use those pixels as the block that I'm going to use, right? So if I look at each pixel, I can kind of relate that to a block and just use that to tell me the location of which the block should be at, and then that's where I place down the block. That's pretty much how I know. Again, you don't have to go exact with it. It doesn't have to be the most exact thing in the world, as long as in general you are satisfied with your skin, and then also it looks like the skin as well, and it's just noticeable, you can tell that it is the skin. So I'm going to be doing, right now you can see that I'm doing the chest part of it. That's pretty much it, and then I just fill it up, and I fill up the little black spaces too in the back, and then that's it. That's pretty much simple. And then as you can see, the arms, for the arms right now, they go out by 4, like this little model thing we had. So we go out by 4, and then we go, it's literally it's that simple. You go out by 4, and then you go down, and then you just link it up to where the bottom of the body is, just like that. And then you fill it up, and then you just do the detailing work, which is just pretty much adding the paws like we're doing right now. and pretty much just adding whatever the little pixels say. Whatever the pixels say, whatever you see on the skin is what you want to build. So I can just add that little detail with the gray. I like that little extra detail. It gives a little bit of an emphasis, right? And then again, we're just, copying it over to the other side like that. And then now the last part of it is the head, which we need to do. You can notice that 4 sides of the head are just completely black, and that's super easy. The only hard part is going to be its face. But you want to notice that when we are going outwards, we are going outwards by 2 blocks. So we go out 4 and then 2 blocks right there, right? And then you just link it up so it's a perfect 8x8 square. But you just notice that there is that little bit of an overhang on the skin or on the head, if you put it that way. And then I'll just link it up with the body too, because there is that little bit of detail, which in case you didn't notice. And then you want to go up by 7 after that, so that in the end you do have an 8x8 cube. And then you fill up the 3 sides, right? So you fill up the 3 sides of the top side, and then the 2 sides and the back. And now we got to do the face. And if you notice, there is a little bit of 3D in the skin. But first, we just want to get the blocks that we think we're going to use. So, like the blocks that look similar to it. So we got the little 3D part, which is like the mouth. And then we also got the eyes too. So I'm going to start off with the mouth. I just go up 3 because that looks like it. And then I add that little detail of the nose. And then I add the eyes. And the very last step, well actually not the second to last step, is to add the ears at the top. Which, I mean, you don't even have to go all out with that. That's just, that's close. And then the last step of this skin is to do the tail, which I just go out like this. It's not even centered exactly, but that's it. And that's your cat skin. But wait, don't click off of this video yet. Were you gonna click off of this video yet? No, because that's not it for this video. We're gonna be building a fox skin. And I think that we're gonna be building a fox skin mainly because I think the detail on the fox skin is a little bit of a step higher than what the cat skin is. It is a little bit more detailed, of course, and it is a little bit of an advanced, just a tiny bit of an advanced skin on it. So we want to get up the colors again. That's like the first step we want to do, get out the colors that we think we're going to use. So I think we're going to be using mainly orange, and then like brown, and then like brown clay, I think is what I'm using right now. But there is a lot of detail on the fox skin that I actually just can't add. If you notice, I mean, I'm building it right now, but you can notice that there was like extra orange parts on the pixels that I can't really relate to like a block. Like I can't match it with a block, which looks similar. So it would be okay if I just go with the orange right there. So we know that the entire backside is orange, so that's why I filled it up right there. And the little bit of a side part is orange. And now we got to do the front legs of the skin. And it's just, again, going with what the pixels say on the thing. You can also use the little fox in the top left corner just to relate the skins. Like just to relate the little detail part of it, and then you can see what I'm doing in relation to that. I'm also going back to the bigger model too, just to show me. So look at to add that little detail of brown, I pull out a different block, and then I could just go ahead and add that little extra detail to it that just makes the skin look just a tiny bit better. And after that, now we want to move on to the body, because since the legs are done, right, we want to move on to the body now. And for the top, so the sides go up. This is where you got to be extra careful with the body, because there is a little bit of that white chest area in the body, but there is there's orange, but it's very specific to it, and it's not necessarily symmetrical on both sides to where you can just easily copy it just like that, because this skin is a little bit of a step up, like I said, from the cat skin. So it does have its own, little character to it, you can say, that way. So now we want to go up. Make sure that you are going up to where the top of the body should be, which is 12 blocks. The body is 12 blocks, and then the legs are 12 blocks, just as a reminder again. Then I start by just pretty much filling up the body with the white, and then I'll add the detail afterwards, right? This isn't even specific detail, but I think that, this isn't even exactly what the skin is, but I think that is a cool detail to add, right? Because it makes it look better in the end. Even just that, just extra random blocks is just good. Now we want to do the arm. Well, the backside is just, you can see that little orange part of it's just weird, but we already filled out the backside. We want to do the arms now. So looking at the arms, we want to, there's a little bit of a design to it, which you keep needing to look back and forth at your model. Once again, it is really cool when you have a model just like standing there modeling for you. It is really cool to have it, and it is also very convenient too. And don't be afraid, guys, when you're building your skins, to just go back and look at a picture of it, or look at the models of it. You know, again, just go ahead and do it, and just go ahead and just like do it, you know, because that's how the skin's gonna be, right? You know, you want it to be that way. So I'm pretty much just going about what the skin looks like to me, at least, you know, because other people have their own interpretations of how they think things should be on the skin. You know, I have my own interpretations too on it. You know, nobody's exactly right, to be honest. So really, just whatever looks most like it to you. And if anybody can pretty much tell that, hey, that's the fox skin, you know, then that's the main goal, right? You know, it's cool when like you build something and people can recognize what it is, right? So I'm just pretty much going about building the arms like this, just pretty much building what I see, right? Even adding the little extra details. When I think there's a little bit of detail that's needed, I'm just gonna go ahead right and do it. And then now for the front of the skin, this is a little bit hard because it does connect. It can be confusing because it looks like it connects to the like the little chest body like hair thing, or whatever you call it, like the chest. And then it can be confusing, and just keep in mind again that there is room for mistakes. You know, it's not going to be exact again, but you want it's just, you know, it's just going about doing it whatever looks best for you, whatever you think looks best. And that's pretty much how winging it is, right? Like, because when you're building a skin like this, you are pretty much essentially winging it, right? And then it's kind of weird because the bottom of this is just like gray wool. That's how it actually is, but you are winging it when you are doing it. And now we got to do the face and the head, which is the last part of it. And we want to get out the blocks that we think we're going to need. And this is a little bit more difficult because if you can notice, there is a little bit of that beard on the fox. And there's just that little bit of a 3D thing, which, like, look at that. It's just, like, you look closely into it and it's just hard to, like, think about, like, what are you even going to do for that, right? But I will show you how to do that real first. So we want to start off with going outwards with the white, you know, because that's just how it is. And we start off with the square on the bottom, right? The 8x8 square. And then just doing that in whatever the blocks are, whatever it looks like the blocks are at least, you know, you want to just go about by doing that. Now I start off with the mouth like that, and then I just fill up that little excess layer of it. And we notice again that pretty much 3 sides or 4 sides of it are orange wool. You can notice that, like, right there. It's simple like that, and it is cool when skins are like that because it makes things very simple too. But the beard goes up like this, so it's not necessarily for complete sides like that. But we're not really worrying about the little extra detail part of the skin, like the skin, what am I saying, the extra detail part of the face. Like, we're not really worrying about that right now. We're just going about like doing the rest of the skin. So like when you're doing these, you want to keep in mind what, like, to go about doing these. Like, you want to just do whatever you can do of the skin, you do first, and then the difficult parts you get done last. Usually it's the other way around with other things, but I don't know, it just seems to work whenever I do Minecraft skins. This part, we go out extra for the beard. This is when we use the 3D part of it. And this is when this is just when I decided, you know what, I think it would look good when you go out 3D at that level. And then now you just go back to where the level of the face should actually be. You know, just because that's the little beard of the skin right there. It's just like, it can be difficult to look at first and think of. And if you're building another skin where, like, it does have that 3D part of it, a lot of it is, again, I say it a lot actually. I used to say it a lot. Trial and error. A lot of you guys remember that. A lot of it is just trial and error and just what looks good, what doesn't look good, and then you step back and look at the skin, and that's pretty much it. You fill up the top, and then we got to do the ears, just like that. It's just so much fun when you're like completing a skin, and then the tail just pokes out like that, and guess what? We're done with the skin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Make sure if you have any suggestions for more tutorials, you leave them in the comments below. Remember to also leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.